All right, guys, welcome back to No Filter MMA. Guys, I'm rounded out the weekend with this double hitter. I told you guys I had UFC Flyweight Gillian the Savage Robinson joining us today. Also, along with my boy Taylor. How you doing, Gillian?
I'm doing great today. Sunday's my rest day, so just been chilling all day. Went to the beach today and ready to get back to work tomorrow.
Absolutely. So you got a fight coming up.
Yeah, July 27th in Edmonton, UFC 240. 3 weeks out now, so I'm super hyped.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. So before we get into your fight, Lord have mercy, I got to talk about Valentina. So before we get into your fight, Jillian, so what'd you think about the fights last night? I seen a couple of your teammates come out pretty good.
Oh, so they were absolutely insane. Like Masvidal with the 5-second knee, Amanda Nunes. Like I feel like there's no girl that's gonna touch her for a long time. She's just on that next level. She's so good, and like no girl has power like her. It's absolutely amazing to watch her every time she fights.
But did you think it would be a head kick KO over Holly Holm, though? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to be a head kick, but I definitely thought it was going to be a knockout. I feel like Amanda just has an insane type of power, and you see it in every girl that she fights. Like when she fought Misha, when she fought Ronda, they just don't want that. Like they get hit a few times and they start backing up. They start backing up real fast. It's like even with Holly,
Yeah.
she got caught a few times, and then Amanda was just fainting, and Holly was reacting it too much. She was just overreacting because she didn't want to get hit again, and she got caught with that head kick.
Yeah. Oof. That was crazy. And Jorge Masvidal shocks the world and knocks out Ben Askren. I mean, it's going to be some ATT celebrations going on.
Oh, definitely. Those are two huge victories for us.
Yeah. So last time I talked to you, Jillian, we were coming straight off of the Veronica Macedo fight that you had. That was a crazy impressive fight. So what have you been doing in the meantime?
Always training. Literally, I live at the gym. If I'm out of camp, I'm usually training like 1 or 2 times a day. If I'm in camp, I'm training 3 or 4 times a day. So it's just, yeah, I live in the gym no matter what. Spend my spare time at the dog park. That's about it.
Go ahead, Taylor, man.
So I checked the rankings today, and I was shocked that you're not in there. Like that's insane to me. 3-1, 3 submissions. Like, what are we doing?
Soon enough. Hopefully after this fight, if I get an impressive victory. I was just looking today. I'm like, I found out that I was on Fight Pass prelims again for this next card. And I'm like, haven't I done enough yet to at least deserve prelims?
Three finishes. I mean, 3 finishes, 3 submissions. Like,
Yeah, hopefully after this next fight. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are they doing?
Okay, so now, Julian. Okay, now you and Montana Delarosa had very similar streaks in the UFC. Very similar paths coming into this flyweight division, but they gave Montana Delarosa that next level of fighter, and she dropped the ball. My question is, you've been more active than her, and you've had the same amount of wins as her. So my question is, how come you haven't got? What is it going to take for you to get that breakthrough opponent that if you beat, it puts you in the conversation?
I guess that's the UFC that. After I fought Veronica Macedo, I called out Paige Van Zandt, I called out Macy Barber, I called out Montana Delarosa. It's like I've been calling out those high level girls. I want those fights, but I just whatever they want for me, no matter what, this is it. This is a good fight for me. It's extra cash and it's definitely like a potential pay fight. So no matter what, I'm happy with it, but obviously I would like a ranked opponent, push my career forward a little bit more.
Yeah, I think this is a dominant win, another submission win, especially. I think this is I mean, we got to start putting you in the question, Jillian. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. Like, hey guys, like Gillian Robertson is the truth. So okay, let me ask you this, Julian. You're going against Sarah Frota. You know that's she missed weight in her last fight, and she lost that fight at start. I mean, she lost that fight, 7 pounds overweight, and she seems to be she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and she seems to be a very powerful striker. So, what do what is your? I don't want you to give away your game plan, but just what have you been preparing for in this fight? Because she seems to play into your style. She loves to initiate the clinch. She loves to initiate the ground game. And that will just play right into what you need to do to get the job done.
Yeah, I feel like her left hand, like she's southpaw, so her backhand, she definitely has power in it and her striking, but I feel like that's the only real threat there. You see in her last few fights, she's been able to stun girls with that, but I don't feel like she necessarily has the power to put me down with something like that. And like you said, she likes to play in my game. She likes to grapple, so I feel like she'll be more open to going to the ground with me, but it's my world down there. Like no female is going to be ready for me, and I have a different type of game, and no matter what, my game plan's always going to be the same. I'm always hunting for the throat. So I just have a direct path there. And no matter what, I'm going to get there and get there as fast as possible.
Phew, Julian said, ain't no girl messing with her. No girl.
I mean, how are you going to dispute it, dude? 3 submissions. I think that's the division record, isn't it? For finishes?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay, so you see Montana Delarosa lose to Andrea KGB. What did you think about that fight? What would you have done differently in that fight?
I definitely feel like Montana was doing well on the ground with her, and I feel like I am that little bit better on the ground than Montana is. I feel like I would be able to finish KGB. I feel like I'd be able to catch her in a rear naked. Any girl, I feel like I can catch, but Montana did well, and like she was still doing well in that fight. She was still every time she did get a takedown, she just couldn't keep KGB down, and that's the problem. But I have a different type of pressure, and like girls won't get up like that with me. Like I make sure you stay in my world. I make sure no matter what, we're keeping the fight on the ground, and you don't have an option.
Yeah, because when you were fighting Veronica Macedo, man, like she was no slouch. Like she was actively trying to get out of a lot of that stuff, and you just kept rolling, just kept going, and you switched from one thing to the next. It's just like chain jujitsu. Is that something that you train?
I just always submission hunt. That's all I'm just always looking for the throat or looking for the arms or no matter what. Like more likely the throat than anything. I feel like a lot of times with girls you can attack the arms and they won't tap, but no matter what, you have like you're either gonna tap or go to sleep when I'm on your throat, so you don't have an option.
Tap or sleep.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just saying that's awesome. Yeah, say Tatiana Suarez is saying the same thing. People like we're talking about her striking, she doesn't have any, and she's like, well, I don't have to show it. I'm so good at this. Why would I have to do that?
And like people don't people don't strike as well when they're laying on their back. So
exactly, yeah. and their throats being hunted.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Gillian Robertson, y'all. She is a fucking savage. Y'all better realize she has that name for a reason. The Savage, absolutely. So
you gotta get on now before the bandwagon gets too big.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. I mean, before the bandwagon gets too big, I mean the red hair, you know. So Randa Marcos, your fellow Canadian, she lost her fight. She lost her fight last night, man. What'd you think about that fight?
Again, a tough matchup for her. Claudia Gadelha being one of the top girls in the division since it begun, like since the very beginning. Claudia's been like she was the first title challenger with Joanna, and I feel like she's just always going to be a tough opponent. And it was a good fight, but it was a close fight. But Randa just didn't do enough.
Yeah, I hear you. So now I got to talk about this title fight that was in the most recent title fight in your division, Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Eye. Give us your thoughts on that fight, Julian Robertson.
I really feel like every fight that Valentina has right now is going to go like that pretty much. I feel like there's not a lot of girls who are going to give her problems because she is on that next level. And I feel like girls like me and Montana Delarosa and like a few of the other younger girls.
Keep going.
I feel like we're going to be the ones who take her out, though. It's like we're going to be the ones coming up. And it's not going to be like I don't feel like anybody in the top 10 can do it right now.
Oh my gosh, man!
Dude, have we not been saying that same thing?
We have been.
That Julian Robertson and Montana Delarosa are the ones.
The dark horses of the division. That's what I made a whole video about. I said these two are the dark horses of the division. You guys come off of tough, and that I think that you guys coming off of tough automatically gives you like people automatically like, oh, you know, those girls from tough aren't going to do anything. I'm like, guys, open your eyes and pay attention. Gillian Robertson is the most active flyweight in the division. You know what I'm saying? And she's out there. She's catching. You got girls out here ducking fades. Gillian Robertson ain't ducking fades. Gillian Robertson want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Once it plays in, Gillian, once it gets in people's head, they'll start watching my videos.
Oh, definitely. No, you're speaking the truth, so I can't argue with that.
That's right. That's fucking right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, Jillian. So, I want you to clear something up for me because I've been wanting to talk to one of these flyweight. I said I got to talk to this flyweight. How true is it when they say that nobody wants to fight Valentina Shevchenko? How true is that?
Like I said, I feel like it's fairly true right now. I feel like any of the girls that are gonna get offers, like all the top 10, I don't feel like they're ready for it. Like I feel like watching her go 3 rounds with Amanda is something insane. Like nobody does that, you know? Valentina was able to pull that off twice. She brought Amanda to close decisions. So I just feel like all the top 10 girls, they're gonna be in trouble with her.
So, but what you're saying is, if they call Gillian the Savage Robertson, let's say somebody pulls out of a fight and they need a flyweight that can fight, and they call Julian Robertson, they say, "Hey, can you make the weight? Can you fight? You will fight."
Oh, it don't matter who the name is. I got that.
Yeah. Talking about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, that makes me happy, man, because you got so many people out here. Some of these podcasters, these journalists, you know, they always say, "Oh, nobody wants to step up and fight Valentina." I said, "No, you know what? Jillian Robinson will fight anybody. She'll fight. She snatches necks and she cashes checks. It is what it is."
Fucking right.
So, Julian, what's your thoughts going into this fight? You know what I'm saying? What are you expecting from Sarah Frota, and what are you expecting What are you expecting to get after this fight?
I feel like she'll definitely be comfortable going to the ground with me, and I don't feel like she has much wrestling to start off with. So I feel like I'll be able to get it to the ground fast, and I hopefully want to display a little bit more ground and pound in this fight than I did in my last one, and maybe get a cut or two on her, and then get my choke. That'd be nice. And then after this, like you said, I just want a name. I want somebody that's gonna really challenge me. I feel like I really rise to the occasion. The bigger challenge I have, the better I perform. So I just want someone who's a name. I want someone who's ranked.
Yeah, hell yeah. Go ahead, Taylor.
So yeah, you got that Tony Ferguson game plan with the fucking blades. Just get them in there.
Exactly. All I've been working on this camp is just the elbows. I just want to cut her so bad.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So this fight is, where's this fight taking place at? It's not, you don't have to go too far, do you?
It's in Canada, but it's on the other side of Canada. It's in Edmonton, Canada. So it's still like a 10-hour flight.
But you get, but you in your home country. You know, you get to fight on home soil for finally. I mean, because you go everywhere to fight. Wherever they tell you to go, you go. So you're finally getting to fight on your home soil. How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
It'll definitely be a change walking out and not getting booed. My last 3 fights, I fought their hometown girl, and it's like every single fight I've had one supporter in the crowd. So it'll definitely be a change, and I'm excited, to be able to finally perform in front of my home country, and just the energy there, the vibes will be insane.
Man, Canada's jumping right now. I mean, you got Roy McDonald, Bellator champion. I mean, you've got and then you've got Felicia Spencer getting ready to go into this huge fight with Chris Cyborg. I mean, it's just, and then you got you getting ready to go to your home turf and put on a performance, man. It's like Canada is being put on the map. Of course, fighters like GSP and whatnot, but Canada's being put on the map.
Oh yeah, definitely. Felicia Spencer's actually on the same card as me too, so that's gonna be dope to watch.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she's the co-main event on the card that I'm on, so I'm super hyped for that fight. That'll be exciting to watch.
Nice. Okay, Julian. So, what are you going to be doing after this fight? I know you like to get home, to get back to your dog. What are you going to be? After you snatch this neck and cash this check? What's Julian Robinson got going on?
Yeah, exactly. Just getting back to the gym. Maybe I'm gonna hang out in Canada. I know for the next day at least. I know that they've legalized recently, so
yes.
Spend some time at some dispensaries, and then head home and get back into my next camp.
Speaking of that, Julian, being a fighter, how does that? Because a lot of people say it plays into recovery and just the mental side of things. I know you said you listen to a lot of podcasts and you like to settle your mind and whatnot. So how much does that play into you physically as far as like taking all the damage at training and whatever?
It plays 100% of a role. Like I feel like for, like you said, for physical damage, but also just mentally, like it gets you into a state of mind where you're like, all right, let's fucking do this. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And like sometimes during a fight camp, you need that. Sometimes like it gets rough. Like I said, I'm training 3 or 4 times a day. So you need that little extra push and it makes your body feel good and you're just ready to go.
Yeah, Joe Rogan said weed plus jiu-jitsu is magic.
Exactly. Magic.
Go ahead, Taylor, man. My bad.
Oh no, man, it's cool. And so, even though Montana Delarosa is coming off a loss, would you still like to fight her? Because I saw somewhere that you said that you would like that fight before her last loss to KGB.
I still feel like she'd be a good matchup for me. I feel like they might wait to do that later, wait to match us up later, until we're higher up in the ranks, because I feel like that is going to be a tough match. She is definitely one of the up and comers, but I feel like my jiu-jitsu is just that little bit superior to hers. I feel like I still win that fight.
True.
Yeah,
living up to the name, the Savage, the true savage, like a true savage. Julian, how do you manage to keep? You're such a nice, soft-spoken girl. How do you keep the savage from coming out all the time? Because I mean, Jesus.
I feel like it's just like I'm probably the least angry person I know. Like I hate actually fighting. I've never been in a street fight or anything like that. But I just feel like it's a sport to me, and I'm in love with the sport, and I know that I'm one of the best in the world, and I'm gonna prove it.
So you've been spending a lot of time with Dean this fight camp?
Oh yeah, Dean's been with me this whole fight camp, and it's nice finally the last 2 camps that he's been. I either had to fly up to go see him, or the fight camp before that he was gone completely. So now Tyron doesn't have anything coming up, so he's all mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So AT&T just producing some killer fight. What does it feel like, Julian, to be that up and coming fighter? But you look up and you look around and you see all these. You see, Amanda Nunes. You see Jorge Masvidal and all the other killers that are training at AT&T. What is that like?
You are what you surround yourself with, and I'm surrounded by greatness every day. So it's like that's what I'm bound to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So who are you training with? Who's your training partners down there? You still got the same ones?
Yeah, we've got a huge team of girls. We got Marina Moraz, Mara, and Mara Romero Barella, who's fighting the week after me too in the UFC. Trisha Cicero. I've been working a lot with Jose Shorty Torres this camp. He's been drilling with me a lot. So we got a huge team of 125-pound guys too. So it's like no matter what, we have an endless amount of training partners. And
you don't cut too much weight, do you? I mean, you bring your weight down pretty naturally, and then you cut those last few pounds. You don't have that big of a weight cut, do you?
No, and especially for this camp, I've been walking light as anything. I feel like it's because I've my last 2 camps, I've had 4 weeks notice and 3 weeks notice. This one I had 10 weeks notice. So it's like I've had a lot of time to get my weight down, and I've been walking at like 135, 136. So it's like I could literally make weight tomorrow.
Yeah. So walk us through a day, like just a normal day of training from during fight camp, from start to finish.
It depends the day. I feel like every day is different. Usually I start off every morning with a run, and then usually a private with Dean, and then we have a pro class. After that, I'll go home and eat, and then maybe go to the dog park, and then go back at night again. So I usually do like 3 sessions in the morning, and then usually 1 at night.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So Julian just keeping it fresh, keeping it rolling. So Julian, we ain't gonna keep it for too long. Just tell us what should we expect against Sarah Frota.
Definitely another quick finish. There's no doubt I'm always hunting for the throat, and that's always my destination. So I'm just going for the rear naked choke and taking as little damage as possible and getting out of there as quick as possible.
Hell yeah. Taylor, you got anything to say before we wrap this thing up?
Just remember them bows. I want to see 3 or 4 cuts on that girl's face.
Hopefully. That's what I'm going for.
Hell yeah.
Snatch that neck and don't take it home with you.
Hell yes. Oh yes. All right, Julian, well, give us the floor is yours. Give a shout out to whoever you want to give a shout out to, and we're gonna wrap this thing up.
Just going to give a shout out to all my teammates and of course my coach Dean Thomas and Creating Better Days CBD at Chef and Meal Plans and FTWR brand where you can get your Savage shirts at. And go ahead and follow me at Savage UFC or Savage_UFC on Instagram and Twitter.
Word. Well, we're gonna get on up out of here, guys. Go over to SoundCloud and subscribe to my boy Taylor Loader, Winning with Taylor Loader. Also, go to oneupmma.com, guys, and show some love for Julian Robertson. Hit that like button. Drop your comments in the comment section, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And we are out. Appreciate it, Julian.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.